Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are a new viewer, you're welcome. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're a returning viewer, thank you very much for your support. I'm very appreciative of you. So today's topic is quite a sad one. I know we've all heard, or quite a number of us have heard of the death of the Nigerian musician. And she's probably not the first person to have died due to physical abuse. Maybe she's the reason we are getting the opportunity to speak more about this physical abuse, because I don't think she's the first and I don't know if she will be the last. But the more we are able to create awareness, the better it is for the men and the women that are being physically abused. Yes, it's not only women that are being physically abused, even though majority of the people that are abused are women. There are also some men that are physically abused and they cannot speak about it because they're supposed to be men. And so if you're a man, you cannot go around crying about those kind of things, but it also affects their lives. One thing I learned from my dad is that also you cannot really tell everything about a story from just what you hear in the news. And so that is why I was not in a rush to really talk about the issue, because yes, some people have come out that this is what happened and this is what the lady said, but the lady unfortunately is not alive to even tell us her side of the story. And so it's quite unfortunate. But I think that as ladies and guys, when you're going to relationships, some of these signs are very obvious. That is why a lot of times our adults will tell us not to rush into marriage or not to rush into deciding to settle down with someone. You need time to get to know the person. These are some of the things that you need time to get to know. If a person is abusive, I mean, yes, people hail cheating and the fact that when someone cheats on you, leave, but and make it seem like it's the biggest form. I personally think that physical abuse, sexual abuse is like the the biggest thing that affects a person, because not only is it affecting you physically, it's also affecting you emotionally, mentally. It affects every aspect of you. It even affects your spiritual life sometimes, and people are not able to move past it. Cheating, some people move past it. Some people are able to just understand that, okay, maybe this is how the person is, or maybe the person did not intentionally do it, and so you just talk to the person and it won't happen. But with physical abuse, usually if the person starts once, it's very difficult for the person to even stop. And so you should be able to see these traits. There are some guys or some ladies that when you are talking to them and they get angry, all of a sudden, or they get jealous, all of a sudden they start to break things. Next time, that thing will be broken on your head. Don't just take it as, okay, it was just a different object and it was not me, so it's not a sign. The next time you'll be the one in the way of the things. We shouldn't take for granted these petty signs. The intense jealousy, the fact that a person is stalking you, stalking your information to find out things. These are very, very critical signs that men and women should be able to look at. I don't want to only speak for the women's side, even though, to be honest, it's women that go through this more, especially with the sexual abuse and the physical abuse. Women go through it more than guys, but I do understand that men too also go through it. And so it's also hard for them. But some of these signs, they're just there from the beginning. If you have been abused sexually or physically before, I'm really sorry about it. If you have not spoken out and have not brought the person out, please don't wait till you die like this woman, and then other people will come and say their sides of the story, which we will not be able to verify, which whether they are true or they are false. Don't wait till it's you down there, it's you in the grave. Don't wait till they start doing it to your children or someone close to you before you realize how important it is to voice these things out. I know sometimes it's like you don't have anywhere else to go, and so it's like you have to stay with that kind of person, whether it's your husband, whether it's your father, whether it's your stepfather, whether it's an uncle. Sometimes it seems like you don't have anywhere else to go, but you do. You really do. You really do. I think as a society, we should be able to support these kind of people so that they will not feel like, if I leave this place, where am I going? but rather they'll feel like, okay, I can go and start a new life somewhere and then I'll get the support. Yes, I don't believe in divorce, especially when it comes to marriage. But with being physically abused in your marriage and sexually abused in your marriage, flee before it's your death. Because if you die, who's going to take care of your kids if you have any kids? The man will remarry and then your kids will have a stepmother, and maybe or maybe not, she may not like the kids. Or if you're a man and you're being abused by your wife physically, verbally, and all those things, find ways of just staying away, because these are harmful things. And the funny thing is that some of these people that abuse people were abused before. So it's like a thing that is passed on. So if you don't stay away from them, eventually maybe you yourself will start to do it to somebody else. That's what people don't understand. It's not always that it's only you that you're going to be the person who will be receiving it. Sometimes because you accept it, it gives the person the courage to do it to somebody else. It gives also you start to understand. Some children, from being abused from childhood, end up growing up to abuse people because that's what they know. I watched this video just like 2 or 3 days ago, and then there was this Indian boy, very young actually. I think he was like 4 years or 5 years, right? He was like 4 or 5 years, and he came with another Indian girl and said that, oh, they're getting married. And both parents, or the parents of both children, were sitting together because I think one came to visit the other. I don't remember much of the story, but basically the boy was telling both parents that when he gets married to her, he'll go to work, make a lot of money, come home, and then when the wife does something that he doesn't like, he's going to slap the wife and beat the wife. Then all the parents were surprised, and the father of the boy was in shock because the boy had come to tell what his father was doing to his mother, and so that's what he knew. And then he'll go and sleep. Then the girl was like, no, you can't go and sleep. I have not given you the food yet, or I wouldn't have given you the food yet, so I'll come and feed you, and then you have to break the plates and insult me and stuff like that. Then the other father who was also feeling ashamed. So it means both parents, the men in the family, were abusing the women. And that is what the children understood, to the fact that the boy understood that that's how he's supposed to treat his wife. And even the young girl understood that that's how she's supposed to be treated. We don't understand how far this abuse thing can go. So as much as possible, it's dangerous for you, it's dangerous for the kids around you, it's dangerous for everybody that is around that person. Let's not give these people the chance to abuse other people. Let's not give them the chance to take away our joy and to make it seem like they own our lives when they don't. There's only one person that owns your life. It's God. And He has the right to take it or leave you to live with it. And even He does not do that. He does not abuse us. So why does another human being feel like they have a right to get up and abuse somebody else? And people are so concerned with the church has failed. The church has failed. The church is you and I. So we have failed. It's not about the pastors. It's not about the deacons. It's not about the elders. If they were to tell the woman that leave your husband, you and I would have been the first people to say that the pastor broke their marriage. You and I would have been the first people to say that the pastor is bad and he wants to separate the man from his wife. Yet after this, it's the church that has done something. It is the church that is at fault. It is the pastor that is at fault. Even to me, the friend that came to say it, if the friend has the courage to say it right now, why didn't the friend have the courage to say it then? There are quite a number of reasons. It could be that if she had gone to say it, the woman would have been angry that she wanted to spoil her marriage. It could have been that other people would have seen her as a homebreaker, and so she didn't say it early. But she also could have come out earlier because she was told. People were told about these things, but they didn't come out. So we should stop blaming the church, and let's focus on the fact that there's something wrong, and we should be able to encourage people to speak out when things like this happen. It's very sad. And also, I want to say something. Some people, I'm not trying to say that abusers are right. Obviously, I mean, throughout the video, I've not been saying that. But some people just trigger people to get to their worst point. Like somebody may not be an abuser, but you just keep pushing the person till maybe one day they do something that they themselves have never thought of doing before and never would dream of doing, and will probably even feel so bad about themselves after. Let's try to relate. In some cases, that's how they get abused. Just a very few, but we still have to address those kind of cases as much as possible. Let's not push people to their limits, and so that they can react in ways that may be unreasonable for even them. If you don't know which story I'm talking about, you can go and type on Google, on YouTube, Sister Osinachi, the lady who sang Ekueme. I don't know if you've heard that song before. She recently died, and the story was that she was beaten or abused by her husband, and then she was in the hospital for 5 days. Eventually she died there. And yeah, that's the sad story, so you can go check it out. Anyway, still, don't forget to check out my other videos. Don't forget to like and to subscribe. If you have anything to say, please comment down there. Let me know. If you've been abused, please, and you are still being abused, if you're an abuser, please stop. Because you're hurting someone, not just their physical body. You're hurting their soul. You're hurting their spirit. You have no rights to do that. If you've been abused, it's about time you speak up. Because you speak up, somebody else will get the courage to be able to speak up. And together we can be able to fight physical abuse and sexual abuse. Anyway, so till another day, as usual, I say bye.